Welcome to another episode of the Hot Seat with your boy Jakar from Man Over Music.
And Maisha from Man Over Music.
And we're here with a special guest today, somebody that we know personally. So go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
How y'all doing, everybody? My name is Marquinn, better known as Q, Chef Q. Some people know me as GIB. It just all depends on, what walk of life that we met in. But, I'm grateful to be here, and I'm thankful that y'all got me here, So.
No, we happy to have you, man. We had to do it. From Chicago to LA, we had to do it. It was only right. But before we get into some of the personal things, you said Chef Q. So let the people know who Chef Q is.
Oh, man, so Chef Q is basically this mythical figure, right? He, in my mind, he's just different. He's just different. He's a restaurant owner. He's a leader. He's the boss and the worker, right? Because not only does he have to operate within the restaurant, but he has to manage all the folks that come to the restaurant as well as serve everybody. So, he wears many hats. He curates everything from the aesthetic and the feel and the look of the restaurant all the way down to the recipes and everything that everybody's eating within the restaurant. So, yeah.
Okay.
Chef Q.
Right.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and plug you early because we're going to do it even more in this episode. Go ahead and let the people know where they can check you out at.
So, y'all can check me out at 7323 Chicago Cafe, which is basically a cafe that I opened up in the Woodlawn neighborhood in Chicago on the south side.
South side?
And we right on 66 in Woodlawn, So, we're reopening in the coming weeks, in the next 2 weeks. Cafe. I basically took a 20-foot shipping container for those who are familiar with like cargo containers and the whole shipping container concept. Took a 20-foot container, converted that into a small kitchen. So last summer, me with the help of a few family members, we put the work in and just did the work ourselves, So it's definitely a work of art. That's my baby. And I can't wait to, just get back to serving the community, seeing all those folks from the adults to the children. I was just there this week, kind of just tidying up the space and getting ready and prepared to reopen. And people were stopping, driving by, honking their horns like, oh my God, I can't wait, my kids can't wait. So, yeah, that's where we at though. We're on 66 in Woodlawn. Come see us.
Is it like Boxville?
Yes,
okay.
It's very similar to Boxville. I was inspired by the Boxville concept. And those are my folks over there. That's family over there. AJ, Sandria, my homie Christopher Lamarck, who owns Coffee, Hip Hop, and Mental Health. At one point, he was working out of Boxville and operating out of there. So I've just kept these folks, kept a close relationship with these folks. And, whenever I needed anything or, even if I just needed to walk through the space to kind of visualize and think about how I wanted my space to look, they were all in, any resources, any help that I needed, I can always call on them. So shout out to my folks over at Boxville. It's all love.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so reopening is in 2 weeks.
It's a soft reopening.
Soft reopening.
Everybody not gonna know about it.
Oh, okay. Well,
if you're watching this, you gonna know.
Right. Exclusive.
Yeah,
so you know where to pull up.
Yeah.
It's coming soon.
It's like a family and friends,
Oh, that's all. That's only right. That's only right.
Yeah.
So with this soft opening, you got some new things that you launching. You got some new food that you trying out.
Oh, definitely. I'm excited about so much. But I think one thing that sticks out the most to me is we're gonna roll out a breakfast menu.
Okay.
And so I think that's really important because it was something I always wanted to do, but when you're starting out, you don't want to have such a big sample size. I think for me, I just wanted to manage my quality, and I was big on quality control, so I didn't want to put too much on myself. But now we're at the point where it's it's go time, and I'm excited because there are a few grammar schools and elementary schools that are also in the neighborhood. So I was already in talks with like some of the teachers, some of the administrators that go there, even some of the parents, because they would come by, bring their children in after they would get out of school and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, we're gonna have the coffee, the tea, the croissant sandwiches, you know, the bagel, you know, all types of stuff. And I love food, man. So I've been experimenting.
What's your operating hours, man, for the people out there, you know?
Okay.
Might want to pull up early for breakfast.
Operating hours. So I can't give y'all the breakfast hours yet. Not just yet. But my normal operating hours are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that's from Wednesday to Sunday. But with breakfast, the idea behind it is to do like a 7 to 10 kind of like situation where we catch that morning crowd, that breakfast rush crowd, folks that are on their way to work, and folks that are dropping their children off to school, you know, and just want something quick. The teachers that are on their way into school and want their morning coffee or, you know, a quick sandwich because they was running late, whatever it is, you know. We want to be convenient and accessible to them and for them, you know, because at the end of the day, we serving them. So, yeah.
Shout out to all the shorties that be skipping school. So if you skipping school, make sure you slide back, go get your breakfast too.
And if you skipping school and I know you, and I know what school you at, I'm gonna make sure you get to school after you get that sandwich. Don't be no goofy. I'm on you.
Hey, man.
I'm on you.